everybody, Schoolbaby here with Schoolboy once again. I believe it's our 4th installment. And right here we have our brand new book out, Dogs, Dogmen, and Bloodlines. And we're really excited about it. We worked really hard. It's actually been an entire family thing. I can't just say, my father wouldn't even say that it's been one or two of us. It's literally been everyone in this house, editing, talking, just finding out what would be the best to bring out for everybody to share in the memories and just the life that we have and live. It's so important for us to remember the history of why we do the things that we do and why we talk about the things that we talk about. Because while it is for entertainment purposes, people that have been doing this long understand that it is history. It's real life. And it started from hundreds of years ago, from dog hunting till now. A pit bull is so important in a household, in a life, and in our family. And I miss them. I miss them all the time. I'm all, where's the dog?
Yeah.
We don't have one right now, but
yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Like Schoolbaby said, it's a lifelong effort, a family effort, everybody involved, along with contributions from different dogmen and people I knew, and just a whole not worldwide, but the whole community involved. Even though it's history, it's important for us, and I get a lot of good feedback from dogman all over the place. So thanks for watching.
okay, so we're just gonna get right into it. When did you start writing?
I started writing. Many years ago, and the idea was to do one book,
Yeah.
but it became so involved, and there's so much to it. With the first book, I ended up splitting it up into 2 books. Right?
Okay.
So that's the Big Red Handbook and Family Bred and Raised. Then, because I had so much else written, or so many notes,
Yeah.
I wanted to do another
I've
book.
seen it.
Yeah.
Just the piles and piles.
Yeah, notebooks.
Notes.
So I wanted to do another book. So I did that. Again, that took a long time. And there was so much information there that I had to split that up into 2 books.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the second part of 2 more books coming out. We finished this one. I have another one that's going to be titled Competitions or Conversations and Competitions. So it's going to be like one-on-one with dogmen, famous dogmen, sometimes not so well-known dogmen that deserve recognition.
Yeah.
And pictures of a lot of the pictures I have never before seen, or rare pictures, And but before that, I'm gonna do a picture book too. And then I have a idea to do, which I've started, a book on how to breed the American Pit Bull Terrier.
Yeah.
And another fiction book called The Handler, which basically what I did is I took life experiences, used fictional names and dogs and all that stuff to kind of like the life of a dog handler.
Oh, okay.
Competition wise, travels, all that stuff. So it's literally taken years, but that's basically, with most writers, that's what it takes. And I'm not a writer, but I write books. So it's taken a long time.
That's crazy, hon, to think that that's how you say things, that you're not a writer and you've written all these books.
Yeah.
And I always say it's so fluent and easy for you. Was it always like that? Just like a simple, or is it because you're so dedicated to what you're writing?
Yeah. Well, I like to talk.
Yeah.
Know. And
I know, me too.
Yeah. It runs in the family.
Me too.
Yeah. And so what makes it simple is not only do I have the stuff in my head, but I have a lot of notes written out. And what makes it more simple is they're real life experiences. So, I don't have to make stuff up.
Yeah.
I don't have to, I tell the good with the bad and wins and losses and what I seen, my opinion, but it all comes from real experiences.
Nothing's more crazy and interesting than
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
Just like you can't make up the truth.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't believe that happened. No, that's real.
Well,
that's
when you
not-
start making up stuff, it's hard for you to remember.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember lies.
Yeah.
Because the truth will come out, and then the lie, you forgot the lie, and too much in my head. It's too much. So it's better to tell the truth, because in the future, when you repeat something, you're repeating what you said before.
Yeah.
So if it's the truth, it's going to be the same thing. If it's a lie, you're going to have to try and remember what you lied about. And I don't like lying anyways. I don't like liars anyways. So that made it a lot easier. But I just, I try and write how I talk. Like if we were sitting there all around just talking dogs or talking whatever experience or whatever, family stuff or, travels or anything like that. That's kind of how I do it.
Okay. What is your mindset when you write your books?
Yeah, that it's all dog related. I try to, make a point or give an experience or something that happened, So I want it to be as accurate as I can remember it, and I also, I always refer back to my notes. I have stacks of notebooks, with different aspects of the dogs, covering as much as I can cover, But my mindset is to just try and get everything as accurate as possible. And when you write, there's always going to be mistakes, regardless if you're a famous writer, well-known, bestseller, all that, or just a regular dude like me that writes. There's going to be mistakes. So you have to accept that, acknowledge it, accept it. That's the way it is. Even like, how many times did we edit the book?
I lost count.
You did it. I did it more than once.
Yeah,
Teresa,
more than once, Teresa
right?
did it.
And with that, there's still going to be
There's
mistakes.
still gonna be
It's just
mistakes.
hard to. Publishing companies, what they do is they have editors, right? And they go through it. They might edit a book 4 or 5, 6 more times. There's still going to be a mistake, whether it's punctuation, whether it's spelling, whether it's whatever it is, That's just human nature, which is kind of unique. So if you get a book with mistakes in it, you get a first run or original book with mistakes in it, it's unique to that. And then you can always go afterwards and re-edit, right? A second edition or whatever.
Oh, we re-edited. Yeah. We've had a few mistakes.
Yeah. And that makes that unique. It would be like, hey, I got the first issue, first edition, and it's got this mistake in that one. The later editions don't have that mistake. So it's unique that way, It's just part of human nature to just do that.
Figuring it out and learning. We've done a lot of learning and growing this year just as a family unit. It's amazing.
Sure, huh? You never thought you'd be in this?
I never ever thought that I would be. I never thought that, and I want to use the word never. So I never thought that I could take something that could seem one-sided, or that could even be seen quote unquote bad. And you take it and you make it into something good and amazing and fun and worthwhile and just an entire business, like just an entire lifestyle that we can do like right here in our home, because we are so family oriented. It's very important that we're all here. So just something where I don't have to get up and leave all the time, even though I do work. I could do this. He can do this. My family can do this. Like, I never would have thought.
Lot involved.
I never, and just the stuff involved as well to get it done. I'm like, we don't even have a degree for any of this. We just do it. Like,
that's it.
Yeah, that too. You would think like it would take a whole, but we just figure it out. And how do you believe it shifts or changes with each book? Like, how do you think your mindset, or how do you think maybe the stages of doing it?
Yeah. I think, the more you write, the better you get at it, in the past, and even now, sometimes the paragraphs are long, and that was something that me and Frank Roca talked about. He told me when I wrote my first book, some of the paragraphs are a page long, 2 page long.
You were like,
so you try and adjust that. You try and get the punctuation, sometimes you use a lot of commas, sometimes not enough, sometimes you need an exclamation mark or a hyphen or something like that. So it's all a learning process, of how to become better, how to get the point across so that anybody reading it understands what you're saying, you know. And again, I'm not trained. I'm not, you know, even though I took writing in class, you know, newspaper and all that stuff. So that stuff helps, you know. But the best thing anybody can do is just write down their life experiences with the breed, or even if you're writing a different book, you know. Fiction is different because you have to make different settings and time frames and, you know, atmosphere and the way you talk and who you're talking to and characters that you know, interject into the story. But when you're writing real life stuff, it's easier for me because you're just using things that you know, or people you know, or dogs that I've seen or used or had or were familiar with, you know.
Sounds like a lot in your mind. You've always been very smart.
That's why I'm going crazy, because my brain.
I know. You're moving 100. I thought I was an overthinker, and then sometimes I see you and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing, but it's a lot. I don't know what's going on in your mind, but I can tell that a lot is happening. We're better get ready for the next thing we have to do. And trust me, we're always ready. Don't worry, we're always ready for you. Do you have advice for anyone trying to write a book?
Yeah, just you know, my advice is always, you know, make it truthful, write your life experiences. But what a lot of people have problems with is, how do I get started? That's the question that comes up. How do I get started?
Or how do you even stop? A lot of people have writer's block.
Yeah.
I don't really have the punctuations down, but I know that, like, I can write. Remember, we used to practice all the time.
Yeah, right.
Like for food, like, because we used to travel a lot. I remember I used to write all the stuff that we would do.
Right.
So
we even did jokes and little scenes and stuff.
When we were working, going up and down the coast of California, my father's always had his own business in some way or another. And I just remember going up and down and us just talking, using our imagination. It's good to do that with your children as well, but I've always noticed you're very just talkative, and you could always you always have the right words to say.
Yeah. And then what did I always tell you? Write that down.
Write that down. I swear I'm like, has anybody taken that yet? Because I'm gonna put that somewhere. Write that down. Write that down.
See, I got that from Carroll Shelby. He's a famous car maker, car fabricator, and race car driver. You know, anybody knows him. He's the one behind the Mustang, Super Snake, all that stuff, right? And they asked him about, you know, how do you come up with these ideas? And what he said is, I keep a notepad and a pen by my bedside when I'm asleep.
Yeah.
If I wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, I write it down. Because if you don't, you'll wake up, you'll forget.
You'll forget. You always forget.
So every time I think of something, I write it down, whether it's in a notebook. Even sometimes I'm in a restaurant, a piece of paper.
They even have those at stores now, so they're called dream books.
Right.
So back then people just like did stuff, but now people are really big on like buying what it's for. They have like anxiety books and dream books and.
I don't get it all that, but the concept is the same.
Yeah, the concept is the same.
Just like you tell me something, I'll say write it down.
Write it down.
That's a good idea. Write it down. Or I'll come up with something. Hey, write this down so I don't forget. We write everything down.
Everything.
Even the videos. You know, she has all the numbers and the names, you know, the videos and different things, topics. We got topics to last for years and years and years. But what I tell people is, and I got this from Stephen King, right? He had a list of 10 things about writing. What, you know, I forget all 10 of them, but the first one was the most important. He said, when you write, just write. Write whatever comes into your head. You know, it doesn't have to be in order. It doesn't have to be a certain topic, anything, because you can take all that later on and adjust it and fix it.
Yeah.
And when you write something, you can edit. You're going to go through it, and you're gonna add stuff to it or take stuff out, or it's not worded right. You can't understand, whatever it is. But the most important thing is just to write. And someone who's starting out writing a book for the first time, if it's about dogs or whatever, I tell them, if you're going to be included in your book, if the book's about you or your dogs or whatever, you know, start at the beginning. How you got started in the dogs, what got you interested, what's the first dogs you got, what did you do with them, how were they bred, all that stuff. And if it's goes beyond that, and you're talking about other dog men, this and that, then you write about that, right? But what I did originally was I had all these topics and I wrote them down. The heading, boom, 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 bunch of them. That's the first format kind of thing. And then under those, well, what am I going to talk about that topic? So you write under notes under it, like that, and it was that thick. And from there, I just put it into a book. But for me, it was easiest to start the beginning and like that, you know, and just expand on that. And from that, you can go, like I tell you before, you know, you can take a topic, make a video about it, talk about it, and you can make 10 more videos behind that about the same topic, just different things about it.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Different parts of it. Yeah,
Right,
I think we've like looked at the aspect of a lot of the things that you write, and people are always like, we need more detail about that. We need more detail about that, just in every little thing. Right. And it's really, but it is really important.
That's another video.
Yeah, it's another video.
It's another chapter or a section in the book.
It's a whole nother thing.
And it doesn't have to be in chronological order, and it just gives you an opportunity later to write about the same stuff, even in a different book or a different video, and then you know, put it down. You know, write it or say it or make the video, however you do it. You know, but that's the two things I get. One thing I get most is, how do I start? What should I write about? Well, I don't want to write about myself. Don't. Yeah. Write about other people's dogs. Write about the dogs you've seen. Write about how you condition your dog. Like I have my keep, that's fine. And people, I get good feedback. I probably sell that more than anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you do.
And at some point, I'll just expand on that, make it more. There's a lot more to it. You know, I just wanted something basic where people could look at it and say, okay, I need to look at this and that, and watch my dogs this and
maybe
that.
Maybe like an advanced version.
Yeah, maybe
of what it is.
And all I would do with that is
I'll write that down.
Yeah, write that down. Yeah.
Yeah, write that down.
Take the sections that I already have, right, and just expand on those. Write more.
Yeah.
Like for instance, how to peek a dog. You know, it's a small section. There's not a lot to it, and I did it that way. So it's like if you follow these steps, your dog's gonna peek. But to get real heavy, deep into it, I can do that too.
You should make a book about the lingo.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
I've noticed that even like it's like your very own ebonics almost. Like everybody has.
Well, you have
own,
your own language.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys,
and there's a lot to it, and that has changed over the years too.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot of the words that they used to use, they don't even use them anymore.
No.
You know, like something real simple is, you know, people using, let's say you give injections. That's what we say, right? Or you give shots or whatever it is, right? If it was an illegal injection, they would call it a hypo.
Oh, okay.
Right? Hypodermic.
Yeah,
right?
hypodermic.
It's in some of the old dog fighting rules. You know, hypos are illegal. If you say that now, people probably wouldn't understand.
Couldn't understand, yeah.
Right? But, you know, it's something to think about, because I could take it from the beginning, all the language they use and all that stuff, metaphors and all that.
We'll write that down.
Yeah, write that down. After we're done here, write it down.
Yeah, write it down. We'll put it in.
And then the new stuff, you know, they come out with new stuff all the time. Just like any language, slang changes.
I'd be interested to know the new dogman stuff, because we, you know, talk to mostly people like your age.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting maybe to see if you guys have any comments or or anything where you can teach us something. We're always willing to learn as well. Where so
always
you guys,
learning.
And so the last part we're going to do is we're going to talk about the book, the actual book itself a little bit. So what is the book about?
What is the book about?
What is the book about?
It's pretty much self-explanatory. It's dogs, dogmen, and bloodlines. So it's mostly about dogs I was familiar with or that I saw, dogmen that I knew personally or am familiar with, and this covers a wide range from the beginning up until more current, even though all the stuff is about the history of the dog. For instance, this may be a dogman that's alive today. I didn't know him back then. I know him now, but I followed their career and I got more information from them, enough to put in the book, right? And it's the bloodlines I was familiar with. They're basic bloodlines like Boleo, Bully Son, the white dogs, Heinzel stuff, Carver, you know. From those, now there's, you know, Jeep.
Yes.
Now there's Jeep Red Boy Rascal, Jeep Rascal. There's Mayday dogs. There's, you know, Croata dogs, Billy dogs. There's Red Boy Jocko dogs, and
I hope you have all this written down.
Yeah, I did. A lot of that stuff.
That was
is
like
in
a
my head,
whirlwind.
right?
That was like
Yeah.
a whirlwind of,
So
of
when
knowledge
I cover,
right there.
yeah, when I cover bloodlines
Yeah.
in the future, it'll be more of the current ones, and Eli and all. There's a lot of different, old ones and new ones, and it's hard to cover everything in a book. So when let's say I put Jeep dogs, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
going to cover Jeep dogs, Jeep Red Boy, Jeep Rascal, or
Yeah.
Billy's Son, or something like that.
Yeah.
Heinzel dogs, where do they come from, and what is their makeup, and then what do they cross good with, and this and that, and most of it is dogs that I was familiar with, or the crosses I was familiar with, or the inbreedings and like that, but also breedings that other people made, and then it's basically, top competitors is one of the big parts of it, people that I was familiar with, some famous, some not so famous. There's Cat and Company, and Irish Kid, and OTK, and Danny Burton, and Vinny, and Chainsaw, and TVK and TDK, all that, and older dog guys like Ronald Boyles, and even Shorty Tillis. People don't even know who he is. John Craig, who passed away, rest in peace, John, while we were still active, So it's kind of a tribute to dogmen, some well known, some not so well known. But that's basically what it covers. It's kind
Some who deserve a little,
yeah,
maybe a little shout out.
right, yeah, shout
yeah,
out
maybe
because,
deserve,
they're lost, and I know, like John Craig, he didn't match a lot of dogs, but he did his own breeds. He had some very good dogs. He was mostly local, but good people. I know his family, his wife, John Jr., and they were just good people. We had good times, we matched into each other, and stuff like that, A lot of local guys here and throughout California, even in my travels across the states and all that. Ronnie Anderson, and I'll cover other guys in the next book, Mr. Bean and Mr. Gray, and Bob Finley, and just all these people that I've met throughout the years. Once I get all the information I need, it's never ending. The books, I'll write them as long as I can. If people are interested in them, they'll purchase them, and I appreciate it.
This one is also available for purchase.
Yeah.
Along with we still always have the Big Red Handbook, of course, and we have Family Bred and Raised.
Right.
So we always
and my keep
and your keep.
Yeah.
With
And they're all self-published, and the good thing about that is when you do that, you set everything up. You do everything. They
Yes.
know all about that. I don't know.
Yes.
So I write the
do.
books. She hand types it,
Yes.
We include pictures with my daughter-in-law Teresa, my son's wife, They fix the format, all this stuff they got to do. You submit it to the publishing company, and then you just order as many books as you want. So you could order one book, or you could order 1,000 books.
Yes.
And the price is the same for you. And that's why I always keep the prices the same for the public. It costs me the same, so it costs them the same. It hasn't really changed. Even if the prices go up a little bit, I can try and keep it the same so that it's available. Anybody can get it if they want.
And if you're doing it yourself, order one book the first time. From our personal, order one book the first time, check it out, and then order them.
Yeah. Well, what she's saying is our process is, and I got this from T.L. Williams, right, because he helped me with my books earlier too, is you want to complete the book, submit it, buy one book. They'll send it to you, you go through it. Check all the mistakes, check all the pictures are right, everything.
Yes.
Because sometimes you get it back and it's not how you thought you sent it in,
Yeah.
right? So you get it back. If there's mistakes, you can fix it without having a whole ton of books that are mislabeled or something screwed up about them. Once you got that done, then you can order a bunch of them, or however many you want, And anybody needs help, I can help you. She'll help you.
Yeah, I don't. We don't mind helping at all. Don't worry about it.
We can. There's some dog guys right now that have asked me for help. I'm willing to help anybody. I encourage them to write a book. Anything about the pit bull is important, the history and all that. And I know some of them won't, just because of whatever reason, you know. But you know, I really wish they would.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody would that has any experiences with the pit bull. It don't even have to be like my past. It could be whatever experience you have with them. Maybe in legal sports or hunting or you know, obedience work, or it could be you know, confirmation
Obedience
shows.
work is
you know,
always asked for.
yeah, like that. You know,
Like with more than just
Yeah.
more than just pit bulls for actively what
Right.
you know what it's used for.
it's like, you know, Richard Stratton. He was probably the one who, in the modern times, anyways, everybody bought his books. You know.
Yeah.
He's got 3 or 4 of them, whatever they are, on pit bulls. But he's written about 25 or 30 different books on different things, on
Okay.
birds and Rottweilers and
Yeah.
you know, collies, all kinds of stuff. You know. So a lot of it is just getting the information, getting the experience,
Yeah.
and putting it down and putting prose to pen, as they say. See, that's some people don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Prose mean what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
What you're
right?
talking
You
about.
put it to pen.
And you put it to
yeah,
pen.
yeah.
I've
So,
never heard of that before.
yeah.
I've never.
That's from the 1800s.
Oh, is it? I've never heard of it.
I'm not an intellectual or intelligent, but I've written
Yes,
a
you
lot,
are.
and I've read a lot.
I
you
think
know.
of it. Maybe you don't see it because
Yeah.
that you're really smart,
Yeah.
but a lot of people see. Even you use the word intelligent, and I
Yeah.
use the word smart.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own type of smarts.
true.
Like, everybody has
That's
their.
true.
If there's one thing I've learned from myself and my past experiences, everybody has their own type
Yeah.
of smarts.
Some people street smart.
Yeah, some people are, and you know what? It comes in handy, and it's just a different kind of
Yeah.
intelligence that maybe some people that are quote unquote intelligent just don't have or get.
Yeah.
And so everything can be useful. Always look at what you have and what you do and turn it into something.
Yeah. Turn it into something positive.
Turn it into something
Yeah.
positive. Every single thing that you do.
Yeah.
So this is a great book. And I want everybody to hit the notification button, do the comments. Thank everybody for buying and just spending time with us, watching our videos with us. It really matters to us that
Hit the
you
like button.
hit the like button. Always
Yeah.
hit the like button. And this is something that I heard, and every time I read my dad's books, because I preferred when I type them out, I type them out because I like to read and hear the book, so I act like I'm literally I have an excellent imagination. So I'm there, I'm with those people, I'm looking, I'm reading, and I'm doing everything that they're doing. And this is one of those things where a great book delivers on its promise and an average book just does not. So that's something that I read, and I believe that it truly goes for this book right here. It really is a great book, and I think that I don't want to say it wrong, but if you've read an average book where it's just something that's not really a page turner, or it doesn't really keep, or maybe you're not familiar with this stuff, or you're like, this isn't those. This is one of those that you're going to sit and read, and then you're going to be like, wow, I know because I did. I wasn't 100% into it when I read the book. And then as I started reading them, I was like, this is so, like, it's so interesting. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe how loyal people are to their animals and to themselves. And
Yeah.
it's just, the whole thing is really
Cheer
good.
fun.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
I like
That's
it.
good. That's great, man. I love you.
I love you too.
So thanks everybody again. You know, my if you want to order books, you know, I'll put my email in the comments and all that. You can contact me on Facebook Messenger or email or on Instagram. You know, if you have trouble, talk to somebody. They know how to get a hold of me, or just look me up. You know, or put it in the comment under the video or whatever. This is one thing that's important to me too, is to respond to every single freaking comment I get.
He really does.
Whether it's on
He's
Instagram
sweet.
or Facebook.
No matter how busy you are.
Yeah, it's important. And she helps me with that too. If
Yeah.
I miss some, she catches them
And
writes
if you
it
have
down
any
here.
questions or comments, or you want to know how we did this book or something, just like little things, don't hesitate. It's Schoolbaby. You'll see me underneath there. I'm tagged in all the stuff as well whenever we do these.
There you go.
So you can go ahead and you can hit me up on there, and I'll have no problem helping you, or at least guiding you in the right direction.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
everybody.
much.
Thanks.
Bye.